Right now at noon, a new law is coming that will impact drivers all across Oklahoma. What you need to know before hitting the road.
And we are sunny and mild for our Wednesday across the area. A warming trend continues into tomorrow. Rain chances later. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a Commerce Elementary School honors a 10-year-old student with a special memorial bench.
State's most watched news starts now.
Oklahoma drivers are being warned about a new law taking effect soon targeting cell phone usage. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. The changes will take effect on November 1st all across the state. The new law will have enhanced punishment for anyone seen using their cell phone in a school zone or construction zone. This law is designed to help drivers pay attention while in those areas. Miami Police Chief says this is a primary offense and officers will be on the lookout for phones.
Unfortunately, we see it all the time. People just aren't paying attention. They're distracted by everything that's going on in life, just like the rest of us are. They don't see the lights flashing. They don't realize it's an imposed school zone during certain times. So we work with the school resource officers here within Miami to make sure that we're doing enforcement.
Miami police say they will focus on education the first few weeks the law takes effect. Authorities respond to a fatal crash in Carthage yesterday afternoon. The crash happened just before 3 on Oak and McGregor Streets. Authorities say 3 vehicles were involved. One passenger was airlifted from the parking lot of Memorial Hall. Last night, police confirmed the crash was fatal. One driver has been detained on suspicion of DWI. This is a developing story. You can find more information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, as it becomes available. Authorities released information regarding an early Monday morning crash into a restaurant. Reports say a semi-truck slammed into a Burger King in St. Robert, Missouri. Authorities report no injuries to staff or the semi-driver, but caution the public to stay away from the area out of safety. Let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good out there so far. We're going to be a little warmer today, but not significantly so. Sunny skies, though, and thankfully, well, we do have a bit of a breeze. We're not looking at the same gusty winds we've seen here. It's a live look downtown Pittsburgh. Live look from the MoDOT camera. 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Looks good as well. Checking the numbers, started yesterday at 44, so a couple of degrees below normal. And look at that. How often do we actually get to see that? We made it right where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Again, today will eventually be a little warmer. We're getting into the mid-upper 60s already. Jay, the warm spot, sitting at 70. And it's a pretty big departure from this morning where a number of locations started in the mid to upper 30s earlier today. We'll go about 60 by 8, falling back through the 50s, eventually down to the low 50s by midnight. Clear skies will continue. And seasonably chilly. Overnight lows tonight. We should be a little closer to that normal, around 45, 46 overnight tonight. Another warm day tomorrow, and then rain chances build in. We're going to talk about those rain chances and what that means for the weekend here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Free home improvements help Missouri families save on heating bills. As temperatures begin to drop, the Joplin-based Economic Security Corporation's Weatherization Department continues to assist low-income families in reducing their energy costs. Eligible households throughout Southwest Missouri can request work to be done on their homes, which can include door replacement as well as insulation and installment.
We try to make people more comfortable in their homes. You know, we try to seal up their homes to save them money so they're able to afford more food or medication rather than having to spend it on utility bills.
The services are currently in high demand with about 200 on the waiting list. The organization still encourages those interested to submit an application on their website. Well, Class Limited celebrates 50 years of dedicated service to individuals with intellectual and development disabilities in Southeast Kansas. Class hosted an open house and business after hours event last night at their administrative office in Columbus to mark the milestone. The organization's service area includes Cherokee, Crawford, Labette, and Montgomery counties, providing each a wide range of services designed to help individuals achieve independence, community inclusion, acceptance, and individual rights.
The big reason for the open house is to celebrate the tremendous accomplishment of Class being in their communities for 50 years. It also gives us the opportunity to re-engage with some former employees, former longtime staff members who have been here today. It gives us the opportunity for some of our individuals to be part of that as well.
The celebration continues at Pitt State, where Class Ltd will host a holiday ball auction on November 15th. Well, compassion takes center stage at the Carthage Technical Center last night. FCCLA members are creating handmade hearts and care baskets for families with babies in the NICU at Mercy and Freeman hospitals. The Passion Project reminds parents their Carthage community stands with them during this difficult time.
So our students really wanted to do this project because of one of our career advisors here at the Tech Center actually had a baby that spent some time in the NICU, and so when they heard about this opportunity, they wanted to do that for her because she really inspired them and they really connect with her. So they just came up with this idea to give back to our community through this.
The FCCLA will deliver the hearts to Mercy and Freeman in December. A Commerce Elementary School honors a 10-year-old student who died in an ATV accident in April. The family dedicated a memorial bench outside the school in honor of Easton Freeman. The bench showcases some of Easton's favorite things, including fishing and also his love of Thomas the Tank Engine.
I knew Easton was a special kid, but I didn't know how much he was loved until after this incident and things that this community has done. The money that's raised for the family, the love that they've shown the family, this is just, it's outstanding.
Attendees were encouraged to wear camouflage as a tribute to Easton's love of fishing and hunting. Well, coming up, how a potential pause to food benefits because of the ongoing government shutdown may impact families here in the 4 states. And later, we're making an apple bacon coleslaw in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Millions of families across the country depend on SNAP benefits to put food on the table. But with the federal government shutdown still in effect, officials say those benefits may not arrive next month. KOAM's Blake Gulley explains how the changes could affect families across the 4 states.
I do receive food stamps, but I do work.
As a single mom, Desiree Huber depends on federally funded programs like SNAP to help feed her growing family. She understands some people may abuse the system, but says for many the support is essential.
There's also people who genuinely need it, who actually need it to provide for their families, because those who are on Social Security, disability, and who are disabled can't go out and get jobs to be able to provide for their families. And you know, I grew up on SNAP, and I use SNAP to benefit towards my family as well, because like I said, sometimes, you know, the cost of living has went up.
In a statement to KOAM, Bailey Watts, media director for the Missouri Department of Social Services, says, "We understand how difficult this situation is for Missouri families who rely on SNAP benefits to meet their food needs. DSS encourages SNAP participants to look at the potential of stretching their October balance into November if possible." Here at Cross Lines Ministries in Joplin, families turn for help when they're in need. And with the government shutdown and SNAP benefits being paused for November, the line will likely get longer. Ozark Food Harvest is preparing for that increase.
So suddenly not having access to those benefits is going to leave a gigantic shortfall in their grocery budget. So it's incredibly important to support food banks like Ozark's Food Harvest, as well as local pantries like Crosslines Joplin right now, because they're going to see that influx of need.
State officials say they'll resume issuing SNAP benefits as soon as federal funding is restored. Reporting in Joplin, Blake Gulley, KOAM News.
In Jasper County alone, more than 18,000 individuals use SNAP benefits. Those families are each receiving around $200 a month from the program. As November nears, many voters in the 4 states are getting ready to head to the polls, but not those living in Jasper County. Election officials want voters to know there is nothing on the ballot anywhere in the county. The Jasper County clerk says his office will use this time to catch up on voter maintenance. Jasper County does have plans to hold elections in April, August, and November of next year.
So this is one of those anomalies that just so happens that nobody wanted to put anything on the ballot, because it is a little bit more expensive. If you're the only one that puts something on the ballot, then you have to pay for the entire election, which can be pretty costly.
But plenty of other towns and counties across the 4 states do have elections coming up next month. To find out what you may be voting on, visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com/elections. Still to come on KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and it also adds a whole new twist to one of our longtime favorites.
There we go. While we are warm and dry today and tomorrow, we are tracking thunderstorm chances tomorrow night into the weekend. Details in full stereo when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on what is turning out to be a fantastic Wednesday after a pretty cold start to the day. We were expecting to fall in the low 40s, maybe some upper 30s. Man, there were a number of locations this morning into the upper 30s. So a bit of a chilly start for sure, almost 10 degrees cooler than average, which that hasn't happened in a while, but it did. And it's warming up nicely though. Live look downtown Pittsburgh, skies are clear. Things are looking pretty good so far. And thankfully we don't have the the earthquake effect going on. We don't have those super gusty winds like we've seen the last couple of days, which is also nice because boy, the wind is nice to a point, but man, just the continuous breezes like we've had. All right, rest of today looks just fine. In fact, on the future track, I promise again, I'm pressing this little button. It's just there's not a lot going on, just like there wasn't yesterday. There won't be much going on today. Now, overnight, winds will ease up, become calm, and then as we head through our Thursday, winds will begin to shift out of the east, still at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as you can see on future track, at least at this point, there could be a passing cloud or two in the afternoon, but it won't be until about 4 or 5 o'clock, and we'll start to see clouds gradually begin to increase. And as we get closer to 10 on Thursday, well, that's where we're looking at those chances for some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms initially. And then as we go overnight into early Friday morning, we'll start to see kind of an uptick in showers and storms. Now, again, there was that severe threat. If you weren't with us this morning, it was a 1 out of 5, but it covered roughly this zone. It was removed and has actually been pulled out of the entire region. Like, it is way far south now. So, and that's not surprising. We just don't have the right setup for severe weather, and that's fine, I'm sure, with everybody because we don't need any severe weather, but we do need some rain. So do be prepared for that tomorrow. So as you can see, as we're getting our commute underway, we're heading out to school, work, whatever the case may be by Friday morning. Showers, thunderstorms, you just want to be cautious with the lightning, of course. And some of these storms could produce some heavy rain. So we want to just keep an eye on the potential for flash flooding. But this rain, it's not just a one-day event. It actually is going to continue through the weekend. Now, as we go into Friday afternoon and evening, we are looking at more back to scattered and isolated shower and storm development. And I think around football time Friday night, we should be okay. There could be a few isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but it shouldn't have a big impact on anything. However, as we head into Saturday morning, shower and storm chances begin to become more widespread again. And of course, I know just in Joplin, I know there's plenty of things going on, but we have the MSSU homecoming parade Saturday morning. We have the Heart Walk Saturday morning. So again, don't worry, no severe weather, but some heavy rain for sure going on. Make sure you've got an umbrella and just make sure you're also just watching for that lightning. And if you hear thunder, when thunder roars, head indoors. And I forgot to take this out, but this will give you an example of what I'm talking about. I didn't update it, but this is just our general thunderstorm chances for tomorrow, late tomorrow into early Friday, and then across the region. Again, I have to update this manually, and I didn't plan to use it, but there it is, just general thunderstorm chances. So nothing really major to worry about across the area, which is good. But again, the lightning's still dangerous on its own, so you do want to be cautious. We'll go low 70s again today, low 70s tomorrow, and then because of the clouds, our overnight lows will be above normal again in the low to mid 50s, but look at those highs, upper 50s, low 60s through the weekend, rain continuing into Sunday. Brief pause Monday, looks pretty good, pretty average out there. And more rain chances by Tuesday, and then another cool down heading into Halloween. So right now we're not looking at freezing temperatures heading into Halloween, but certainly cool out there. Upper 50s, low 60s for highs, and if you're going out at night, upper 30s, low 40s. So just make sure you're bundled up, ready to go if you're doing any trick-or-treating on Halloween.
Yes, and it officially is fall. I am appreciating the temperatures. I'm not cooking to death whenever I decide to wear weather, trying to trick the weather into thinking it is fall. And
it's finally gotten the hint, I think.
It's taken on. Thanks so much, Chris. We'll stick around. We're making apple bacon coleslaw in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Apple is one of the best flavors of fall. And what better way to use apples than in a delicious recipe? We're making apple bacon coleslaw in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It's apple season, and that means our markets are brimming with all sorts of varieties. Everything from the basic Macintosh, Granny Smith, and Delicious, those are our go-to apples, to the more gourmet varieties like the Fuji and the Honeycrisp. And since they're at such great prices, I thought we'd make a dressed up version of one of our favorite coleslaws that takes advantage of apples by making them the star. As for the dressing, all that is some mayo, Dijon mustard, a bit of olive oil, some lemon juice, a splash or two of hot sauce, along with a touch of sugar and salt. This gives our coleslaw a lot of zing. To that, we add a bag of coleslaw mix and a couple of apples that we cored and diced up. Here I'm using Macintosh, but you can use whatever you have on hand or whatever's on sale. To give this some smokiness, sprinkle on some cooked crumbled bacon, give it a toss, and we'll stick it in the fridge. You can even replace the olive oil with a bit of the bacon drippings to give this even more flavor. Let me tell you, between the crunch of the cabbage, the tart flavor of the apples, and the smokiness of the bacon, you can't miss. I do hope you'll go online and get our recipe for apple bacon coleslaw so you can use up all those apples you have on hand in a whole new way. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we're looking for a more seasonal way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at komnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4 state market prices.
All right, again, looking pretty good today. Low 70s tomorrow. Showers and storms begin building after 10 o'clock tomorrow, running through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nothing severe out there, but some heavy rain possible. And, of course, when thunder roars, head indoors. Keeps our highs cooler, upper 50s, low 60s, a little warmer Monday, and cooling down again heading into Halloween.
Some chilly overnights.
Yeah, but, fall is finally here. Ready to embrace it. Thanks so much, Chris. What do you have for us for 5?
Well, lots coming up at 5. For starters, it's open enrollment season for both workers and retirees. With health insurance plans changing and expenses increasing, we're going to hear from experts to help guide us through the process. Plus, as temperatures begin to drop, a group of Southwest Missouri volunteers is encouraging community members to help their efforts to keep their neighbors warm. And the hands-on way McDonald County schools are teaching students the importance of bus safety. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Well, thanks so much, Dow. That's news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.